So Nintendo just shocked the internet. Well, everybody but me, that is, and you too if you've been following this channel. Check this out. You probably already know this by now, but in case you don't, they just released this little video, a 3-minute animation, very, very Disney Pixar-esque, of a little baby that learns to walk for the first time. It was a great little video. If this was Disney Pixar, you would never know. You would never believe this is Nintendo. It's like this has shocked a bunch of people because they just dropped it and had no explanation for it. But again, if you're like me and if you've been following the channel, you know that I released a 30-minute video not too long ago how Nintendo has transcended the console war. Their real competitors is no longer going to be Sony and Xbox. It's going to be Disney. And I think that this little animation clip is just another signal that Nintendo is full force, waving the sword against Disney. It's a very Disney Pixar thing. A little bit like I was seeing like the little Binky moving, and that's how the Binky gets out of reach, and that's how the baby gets up and begins to take its first steps in the story. I was thinking maybe is this Pikmin? And the music seemed a little Pikmin-esque, and a lot of people online reading Reddit and Twitter comments are very confused. They're trying to pick, oh, is this Rosalina? Is this Pikmin? Is this Mother 4? I think that one's more of a joke. But anyway, now people are trying to steer this, figure out how this is Nintendo. And I don't think this is any Nintendo property. I think this is just a short film, very Pixar-esque. Pixar has a bunch of short films. Like, I think it's just a short film. I think what the signals is that Nintendo is going to be doing in-house animation. Obviously, right now they've dabbled into movies with the Mario movie, and that's a partner with Illumination Studios. But with a partnership like that, Illumination Studios can only probably work on one movie at a time. They're working on Mario movie 2. Awesome. We know about the Zelda movie coming out. That's live action. People are, judging that, judging the book by its cover. We have no idea how the movie is yet. But we know Shigeru Miyamoto is heavily behind it, and we know how tight Nintendo is with their wanting to protect their IP. And so I think that's them, dabbling into Zelda, or dabbling into live action and what like they could possibly do with live action. But whether it be animation or live action, they're reliant on other studios, and they can only do so much at once. They would need many more partnerships because they have so many IP to work with. I think them being able to do some in-house it makes so much more sense from both like being able to produce more IP, but also like a profitability type of thing, like them doing it in-house and they don't have to split the bill with any other studio. And so I think this makes a lot of sense that they'd eventually be dabbling in this direction. And yeah, this like people are confused. I'm not confused. Like we saw the Donkey Kong and the Kirby Air Riders, those songs, those very Disney songs, which makes you think of like Frozen or something like that. Mix it in with this animation studio little short film. I think over the next 10 years, Nintendo is going full force against Disney. Sony, they've been trying to break into turning their gaming IP into, movies and TV, and it hasn't been very successful. The next 10 years, Sony with the PlayStation 6 is going to be trying to compete in the handheld wars against Nintendo, which I don't think they can get dethroned at all at this point when it comes to the handheld wars, when Nintendo's going to be pulling away with the TV and movie wars and actually just competing against Disney. I'm coming up pretty soon with showing my kids their first ever movie. The first movie is going to be the Mario movie. I can't think of a better movie to introduce a kid to than the Mario movie. You got, he likes, he plays with the toys, and we have like some Mario books already, but he also likes stuff like Star Wars and Marvel as well. But those, they have guns and stuff, and it's like, yeah, he's gonna watch those at a young age as part of his childhood. But like for first ever movie, I think Mario movie is perfect, and hopefully that creates good memories. And the Mario movie 2 is coming out in theaters in April, so I want Mario movie 1's gonna be the first one at home. Mario movie 2 will be the first one we go to theaters, and I can't think of a Disney movie that I would want to like take him to. And like Pixar, used to be like this like stamp of approval, like this movie is gonna be incredible, like from the early days of Pixar to like maybe like Wally. After that it's like they kind of been hit or miss, and like the quality and like the has been questionable. They've had bangers, no doubt, but just like not everything's been great. Like Lightyear, you know what I mean? I'd much rather be like Toy Story 1, but he doesn't have any Toy Story toys. So Mario movie, that one just gonna be a lot of fun. And I think Nintendo has so much IP that, whether it be like TV or TV or movies, I think that, yeah, the animation makes sense. Of course, me and probably a bunch of other gamers would much rather have like 2D animation. I got like a Dragon Ball Z shirt on. I love anime. I think there is room for more Nintendo anime. We had Pokemon, we had Kirby right back at you back in the day. We haven't seen any anime style anime yet. But I think Zelda can still like fill that hole. That there's still room for that. Just because there's live action Zelda being made doesn't mean there can't be anime Zelda made. If we have 2D, 3D, open world Zelda games, there could be more than one type of style of property. I don't think we're ever going to see a Smash Bros. Universe as some people think they want, but I don't think that's really a great idea. Maybe in the future, but like for this first 10 years of like just getting stuff off the ground, I think this is the way to go. We see that like K-pop Demon Hunters is the hottest thing right now. That's 3D animation. 3D animation has been the hot and safe bet for a long time now. Yeah, them just making it. Yeah, I don't see how people are confused about this, but if you've been on the channel, if you've seen that 30-minute video, you're not confused either. This is just another signal, Nintendo versus Disney. And yeah, I think the future looks really bright for them for the next 10 years. I like the stock. I love the stock, man. They have a lot of problems in terms of gamers for video games, but this is where I see Nintendo really growing over the next 10 years. They had that other product, that baby toy, baby blocks, that are also amiibo. So you have these grown ass like collectors that are wanting to buy this $120 set of blocks. I don't really, $220. I don't even think I'm gonna get that for my kids, but you can see their intentions, wanting to like wanting to break new grounds with the kids. Here's another thing, like I'm gonna show my kids the Mario movie for the first time. They're not old enough to really like. I try to measure like, oh, can you use a controller yet? We have like some RC cars, and they can't really figure out the joysticks yet, and so they can't really play a Mario game yet. Just like physically, they cannot. But they can watch like TV and watch a movie, and so just like in terms of like, I don't know, the genius of the family friendliness of Mario and their or just Nintendo and all their IP. This is a great move to continue to like grow their brand, honestly. And like, Sonic has done a great job in terms of film and movies, but that has guns and stuff, and like, yeah, they're bum rushing their way. Like they have like Sonic 4 coming out. And I love the Sonic movies and like the Knuckles show, and those are great to have in terms of just like film and TV, and like for like a successful gaming franchise. Nintendo's been very slow with their rollout, really making you want more, but I think it's a 10-year plan. I truly do. Or 20-year plan. I mean, in a world of infinite growth, they need infinite content over the next 100 years. Slow and steady wins the race, they say. What do you guys think? Were you caught off guard by this little short animation film, or didn't it make sense? If you haven't seen my 30-minute video, make sure you watch that, like and subscribe, because we're going to be following Nintendo versus Disney for quite some time on this channel. So thank you, and see you in the next video.